everybody, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm Hannah. I'm your voice teacher. You can find me over on Instagram and TikTok at Your Voice Teacher. I'm over here at my computer because I just had an incredible voice lesson with Deanna Giulietti. If you don't know Deanna, she is over on TikTok at Deanna Giulietti. She is an incredible hype girl. Her content is all about women's empowerment and outfits of the day. And Deanna is an incredible singer. Today we worked on No Way from 6, and you guys are gonna die when you hear her. I literally still have chills because it was so freaking good. So if you don't follow Deanna, please go over on TikTok and follow her. You can also find her on YouTube. She just started a YouTube channel, so please go support her. And before we jump into the lesson, I wanna let you guys know real quick that I have some really exciting things happening in the works. Over the next few months, I'm gonna be announcing big projects to my email list. So if you wanna be the first to know about what I've been doing behind the scenes, I can't wait to tell you. Join my email list in the link below. Okay, Deanna, I want to first off ask you a little bit about your singing history.
Okay, I've been singing for forever. I went to school for vocal performance at Hofstra University, so had classical voice teacher for 4 years. I never worked with a musical theater voice teacher, always classical. I also did musicals all through college. Yeah, it's just the way classical music teachers approach musical theater music that I relate to. I can understand. I love it.
So it sounds like when you're learning or practicing voice, you like to be a little analytical, like know a little bit of the science.
When you speak to me like technically, I'm like, oh, it clicks.
What could I help you with today?
What I really need is like a nice warm-up routine. I need something where I can like go to warm-ups that are like, this is how you have access to these voices.
Well, you came to the right place. The method that I teach is called the IVA method. Institute for Vocal Advancement is what I got certified in. And why I love IVA is because it is science-based for singers. How do we have a balanced, healthy voice? How do we bring our vocal cords together in a balanced way? All that stuff. If we start there, we can sing any genre, and that's where we have to start. And today we are singing 6. We're singing No Way, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the hardest part?
Oh, you know what it is? When she flips into her head voice. It's going from like big moment to da 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 da, and I want it to still like be clear but powerful.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. We're gonna start right here. Can you sing for me? Ah. Couple more. Last one. Congratulations, that's the scariest part. So it's not exactly kind because it's this big open vowel, no warm up. Let's just see what happens, right? We go through our first passage and you did that so expertly. Very nice job. What I'm hearing is that we have a slight tendency to sing with a light chest voice, which means that on the bottom, I'm hearing our vocal cords aren't coming together all the way. Tiny bit of air is escaping. As I hear you sing more, I might change this assessment because I just kind of get this vibe from you that you don't sing with a light chest voice all the time. I feel like you're kind of a belter. It's very common in sopranos because our more comfortable range is like the middle or higher part of our range. We're really looking for finding that like complete chord closure, right? No matter what style we're singing, we really want to resist the air. So we're going to start on the bottom and just spend a little bit of time in our chest voice. And we want to remember that our chest voice is our speaking voice. So we're going to start with bib, and I want you to feel like you're talking this. Bib, 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 bib.
Bib, 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 bib. Bib, 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 bib. Bib, 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 bib.
Great, let's switch that to ba, 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 ba.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
On the last note, can you take out any vibrato, any sustain? I really want to turn off singing mode for a second.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
Great. I'm going going to take you a little lower. As we go there, watch out for ba. We're going to talk that. So we're going to feel like where I talk, my articulators, my tongue, my lips, everything, that's where my voice is living right here. Ba, 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 versus ba, 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 ba.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
Last one.
Ba, 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 ba.
And we got down to an F sharp. That's great. It's a very subtle change, but when we start to get low, we tend to, our larynx goes down. And our larynx goes down when we yawn, right? And it can do two things for us. It can give us the illusion, oh, I'm way too low. I can't hit those notes. But oftentimes we can hit those notes. We just need to change our placement a little bit. But the truth is, I'm just right here. Ba. It sounds so low for me, but actually that's kind of where I talk. There's your chest voice. Bada bing, bada boom. We got it. So now we're going to keep going up, and I want to still maintain this feeling that I am just talking through this. So bip, bip, bip.
Bip, 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 bip. Bip, 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 bip.
Can you make sure you start and end in your chest voice?
Bip, 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 bip. Bip, 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 bip.
Great. You can even slow that down just a little bit. Can you say for me, bip, bip, bip?
Bip, bip, bip.
Wonderful.
Bip, 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 bip.
Good job. That's it.
Bip, 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 bip. Bip, 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 bip.
Wonderful. So the reason that I talk about chest voice all the time, I'm always spreading the good word about it, is not only is chest voice the lower parts of our range, the way I want to think about it and the reason it's so important is that our vocal cords, when we're in our chest voice, have a lot of surface area. So in the very bottom of my range, my vocal cords have a lot of surface area down here. As I go up, you start to thin out kind of like this. And so if I am starting those lower notes a little too light, those top notes are never going to be as strong as they could be. So that's why I'm always thinking about if I can make sure bib, bip, 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 that top note is going to be way stronger. But we're going to make sure that we're constantly thinking start and end in my chest voice. So we're going to switch the vowel to b as in book, b, and we're going to do b, 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 b. Yeah, perfect. Good. Going up. Good job. Great job. What we're going to talk about now is resistance. So in our voice, you know, we have two functions to our voice. How they thicken and thin, and also, are they coming together? Adduction. This is actually what I think is the secret sauce when it comes to belting, and the thing that we're often missing is resistance. So we're going to imagine that we're wearing a corset, right? So all the way around me, as I'm singing, what we're going to do now is we're just going to feel a tiny bit of an engagement here. I'm not collapsing, but just enough that I feel like someone laced me up a little bit right there. Okay, we're gonna do bib, and we're gonna repeat the top. So this is what it's gonna sound like. Let's imagine that this is my core right here. Bib, 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 bib. Feel just a little bit of tightening right there.
Bib, 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 bib.
Good job. Can you bring your shoulders down just a little bit? If you want to bring your hands in front of you, I love doing this because it helps me kind of visualize and also tighten.
Bib, 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 bib.
Oh my gosh, so good. Do exactly that, but I need you to start in your chest voice.
Bib, 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 bib.
Good job. Just tighten a little bit with your hands.
Bib, 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 bib.
One more.
Bib, 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 bib.
Wonderful. So now we're going to put our hands down and we're going to focus on that feeling of bip, bip, bip. There's resistance. It's almost like something's preventing me from getting that b out. Bip, 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 bip.
Bib, 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 bib.
Wonderful.
So-
Can you say for me, bip, bip, bip?
Bib, bib, bib. Bib,
Great.
bib,
So
bib.
make sure that that vowel stays bi and doesn't become be. Bip, 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 versus bip, bip, bip. Too much air.
Bib, 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 bib.
Good job. Starting your chest voice. You're doing great. I'm making you think of 12 things at the same time. You're doing awesome. That was my favorite one. The top was way stronger because we started there. This is where things get tricky because I'm starting in my chest voice. Well, I'm thinking about so many things at the same time. I get up there. Bip, 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 bip. I can kind of take a little of that down with me. So we're going to think about engaging our core, that corset that we're lacing up, and also starting and ending in my chest voice. That's it. The top, we're going to trust it's going to happen. Bip, 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 bip. You're doing great. We're gonna switch that to ba and make it a hair bratty. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ooh, I like the ba. How do you feel about it? You like it?
I like that.
I love it. I'm hearing just slightly ba 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 ba. We're sinking our chin down, which is making our larynx go down. Ba. And that's why I think we're not quite getting into our chest voice. So I'm saying get into your chest voice and you're like, Hannah, I am in my freaking chest voice. That's what I'm hearing. So let's try keep our chin in the same place. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Good job. Ba 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 ba. Here's the thing, Deanna, you are such a good mixer that you are mixing without like even thinking about it. It's like second nature to you. So on the top, I'm hearing ba, 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 ba. It's turning into this very beautiful vowel. And if we were going to sing A Change in Me today from Beauty and the Beast, perfect. But we're singing 6 today, so we need that to stay open, a little ugly. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. You got it, good job. Ba. Ba, 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 ba. That's what I'm looking for, yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Great job. Does that top note feel a little squeezy?
Squeezy?
Or does it feel okay? Ba,
ba, ba, ba. Yeah.
Just a hair. But I want to work with this because the sound you're giving me, perfect. What we're doing when we're in our exercises is I want us to think about taking our voice to the gym. So we're really just thinking about form. We're thinking about how it feels. So that ba, that vowel, perfect. Now I want you to do something for me. Can you say happy voice?
Happy voice.
Yeah, so do you kind of feel a little bit of that lift in the roof of your mouth? Happy voice.
Happy voice. Like I feel like
it's lifting actually our soft palate a little bit. I need to activate that to find a balanced belt, but I don't want to think back. I really want to think happy or even a princess sigh. Ha, like Snow White. So when I'm singing ba, I'm going to think about that. Happy. Ba, 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 ba. That's giving me just enough thinness that squeeze that we were kind of feeling on top, that goes away. Ba, 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 ba. Good job. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, last one. Ba, 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 ba. Did that feel a little bit different?
That one felt different.
Sounds fabulous. This is one of my favorite scales because it's called the 1.5. It spans an octave and a half. So it's so great for practicing that middle part of our voice and everything like that. So now as you're going through it, we're gonna go back to revisiting the bib and how that is very talky. So when we're doing this, we're gonna think about how our voice gets thinner as we go up, right? So I like to kind of use the visual of a pyramid. So, or this, if this works for you. So if I think of a pyramid, I'm gonna allow my voice on the top to get smaller. So if I sing bip, 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 I'm pushing too much air and my vocal cords are so thin, I don't need that much air. Actually, I can work way less and I'm all about that, working smarter, not harder. So as I go up, I get smaller. Bip, 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 bip. You can kind of hear it's even like a little squeaky. That's great. Let's try it. Bip, 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 bip. That's perfect. Can you slow it down even more?
Bip, 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 bip.
Yes, absolutely. Now give me a little bit more b, like we were doing when we were thinking about the corset. Bip, bip, bip. That's resisting the air.
Bip, 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 bip.
Good job. So a lot of what I see with a lot of my students who are classically trained, and tell me if you do not agree with this. I find there's so much focus on breath, and we often are either told outright or it's just kind of assumed for us as singers that, okay, I've got this big high note coming and I take a big breath and I'm ready for it, right? And we push a lot of air. But the truth is our voice, when we have thinner vocal folds, we need less air and subsequently less work to make it happen. So that's great news for us because the voice at its most efficient is also its most beautiful. So it's like a win-win all around. I feel great. I'm working less and my audience is just like vibing, like loving it. My students know how to breathe. Breathing is not something we need to work on. We don't need to do breathing exercises. If we are lacking support, we need to think about this. We need to engage our core. We don't need more air because there's only so much air I can take into my lungs, right? So if I take the biggest breath I possibly can, my body doesn't like that and I instantly expel it. So if I can only take in a certain amount of air, but my song has, I'm singing the end of So Much Better and I have to hold the last note for 16 bars, how am I going to do that? I have to find a way, my support system, which I would say is my core and my body.
You've got me down on my knees. Please tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal. I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you could just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to give you one vowel modification on done. I want you to make it more like an like book, right? A single thing I've done to done versus single thing I've done. That vowel is just letting in some air. So let's go. If you can just explain. Let's start there.
If you could just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain.
What do you think about that?
I like that. I like that.
It was very beautiful.
Humble, been loyal. I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you could just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain.
That's beautiful. And on pain, I'm hearing more air. Should we make that stronger?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So that A vowel, we're going to think more like an E. And actually, you're going to utilize this a lot in this song because you sing way a million times, right? So that A diphthong, we're going to think more. Single thing I've done to cause you pain. So because that's a diphthong, we're going to kind of think E, and then the E comes at the very last second. So it's pain.
If you could just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain.
Ooh, I liked that. So this is the thing that I run into a lot with belting is we have a moment where I'm singing this part and I think, it's too light. I need more chest voice. So we go the opposite end. We add more chest voice and then we're yelling and I'm shouting. And then I feel like I have two options and I don't like either of them. Well, the truth is what you were doing on single thing I've done vocally, like thickness wise, beautiful. I mean, it was exactly where you need to be, but what you were feeling is it's a little light, AKA there's a little too much air. So what we needed to do was just a vowel a little bit, engage our core, and then we had more resistance. So again, you're not really working that much harder. I am a vocal athlete and I need to make sure that I am working smarter, not harder. And so I can replicate the sound every single night, exactly the same sound.
You've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no way. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. You made me your wife, so I'll be queen to the end of my life. There's no way. No.
Stop it. Stop. I have chills. That was amazing. I love this build into the big belt. It's so great. So on way, we're going to do the same thing we did on pain. Focus on the and then at the very end, we'll close on the E. So way.
You've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no way. You must think that I'm crazy.
Oh, so nice. Okay. And so what I am hearing on way, on that one, is it is a gorgeous, like chesty mix. Do you like that, or do you want it to be chestier?
I like it.
Amazing.
I like
it. That's kind of what I was hoping you were going to say. I'm just learning how different everyone's voices are. And that sounds so simple, but it's like, you know, if I were singing this song, I wouldn't be able to sing that way in 100% chest voice. Renee Rapp could probably, because we have different voices. The cool thing is we can have the same style and the same like oomph. There were a couple of riffs. Now, they're not in my music, so I couldn't tell you what they were, but as you came down, a descending riff, I would love to come down into more chest voice. We need to make sure that that's a very clear choice so that it doesn't sound like I'm cracking. So there were a couple where I want to emphasize that you are doing that on purpose, and also that transition is very impressive. I love it.
You've got me down on my knees. Please tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal. I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you could just explain a single thing I've done to cause you pain, I'll go. No. You've got nothing to say. I'm not going away. There's no way. You must think that I'm crazy. You wanna replace me, baby. There's no way. You made me your wife, so I'll be queen till the end of my life. There's no way. No. No way. No way. There's no way. There's no way.
It's so good, Deanna. You're going to bring me to tears. It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah, just connecting to that support system and then remembering that this can apply to any song. But if you're ever at a point where you're like, there's a little bit of air coming through, don't love that. There's two things you can keep in your toolbox and you can try immediately. Number one, imagining that corset. Either using your hands, leaning forward. I also love doing like half a push-up against the wall. Nothing too intense, but just something that I can feel that. And the other thing is narrowing your vowels. So done, an became an And sometimes for students, like you don't have me in front of you, so you're like, what vowel should it be? Like, I feel like I should narrow it, but I don't know, what to do that. Here's my favorite trick. You grab your fingers and you give yourself a little finger mustache and you push in just slightly on your top lip. It's kind of weird. But when you do this, the corners of your mouth can't come out. Done. Then I can be like, oh, it's supposed to be an So now I can take my hands away and try done. So if you are like, okay, I tried adding support and I think that helped a little bit, but I'm still missing a little something. Try this, see what those vowels end up being. And then I'll actually give you a third little thing you can keep in your toolbox, which is any exercise that we have been doing today that felt really good. Like the bib, we were finding success with that, or the ba, loved that. You can sing your section of your song on an exercise. And it's a great way to bridge the gap between my exercises, which sometimes don't really feel like I'm really singing, in my song. I bring them together and then I can be like, oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to feel like. So kind of putting those side by side is a great way too. Are you kidding me? Wasn't that amazing? Deanna is such a light and a joy to work with. I was just having so much fun the entire time. And also, those high notes, are you kidding me? Please go support Deanna. Until next time, I'm Hannah. I'm your voice teacher. And now you're all my students. Please like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you next time.